Very important holiday. I see Vovo up in the spot. Has Vovo ever been Vovo? You been up in the Twitter space on a Friday night? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to K3. Carlos, of course, is always glad to have you up in here. You got it, Professor. Go ahead.
Oh man, I didn't mean to raise my hand.
Oh, okay. I saw you
I was
raise.
trying to I was trying to do the 100, man, when you was talking, and for some reason it raised my hand. So
And you know how these spaces are, man. But yeah, man, I saw that thing, and like I said, people was talking about it. It was on the it was on the platform today. I saw this thing about. I'm like South Carolina. I'm like, what in the hell South Carolina doing now? Like this ass backward stuff they doing up here. Like nobody's saying that. Hey, the people can't come down here, and you want to come and go to the festival or whatever. By all means, it's a free country. Go to the festival, but hey, y'all going a little bit too far with this diversity and inclusive, all this inclusive stuff as well, too, man. This is a specific holiday for a specific group of people. You have a Jewish holiday, y'all ain't gonna be putting no black pictures, no black people pictures up there for Jewish holiday, or if it's Cinco de Mayo, or if it's St. Patty's Day, anything like that. Now, come on, man, like let's knock off the crap here, right here. Now, I mean, we're going a little bit too far with some of this stuff right here. I'm all for people wanting to come and support and learn about the culture, learn about the history. You know, growing up, we never heard. I don't know about you, Professor, but growing up in high school, middle school, I never heard anything about no Juneteenth. I didn't know anything about Juneteenth, so there's nothing wrong with learning about history and coming and trying to and also coming out to the festival, getting uh, coming in to try the dishes and engage in the culture and all that. We're all for that or whatever. Definitely, if you come out there. Come on out there with your pockets and your wallets and everything in hand as well too, and buy some goods and services from our people as well too. So we all for that. But the simple fact that what this brother did, and I'm gonna touch up on this article as well too, man. So shout out to everybody coming up in here as well too, man. So Volvo,
you
what's
know,
oh go ahead, Professor. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I agree with you. I had never heard of Juneteenth until later on. And that seems to be how it is for our history, because most of our history is not taught. Except, what Martin Luther King, you hear about him, Rosa Parks. Um, you might hear a little something about, um, blacks being in the Union Army. They'll touch on that a little bit, but they don't really touch on a lot of our history, man. And it's because this is what happens when you live in a white supremacy society. They control everything, and they want to make sure that they control the way history looks. So if you really truly have to learn about your history or want to know about your history, you're gonna have to go out on your own to research.
Real talk. What was that last year, man? When they had Juneteenth, didn't they come out with the damn Walmart and them, and everybody got on Walmart or Target? It was one of them got on them about the damn ice cream they was coming out with, like they was trying to commercialize and make that money and stuff like that. But I know people got on them about the actual it was damn ice cream they came out, the Juneteenth ice cream. I think they came out now, knowing damn well you got a white company, white corporation. None of this money gonna go back to black people. You may sell it to some black people, but y'all ain't gonna take the proceeds and donate it to any black charities or organizations or businesses or anything like that. But you gonna go ahead and you gonna market it. Any other time you don't even have you don't market anything about Black History unless it may be Black History Month. But you finna go ahead and market Juneteenth and not give the people anything about it. I think it was I want to say it was Walmart. Everybody got in a hissy fit about
It
that
was.
last year. It was Walmart.
Yeah, it was Walmart, and let's tell the truth about it. Walmart have, I think, the executives, which is all family, the Walton family. We talking about the richest people in the world, right there. Just that family that own a lot of the assets within the United States and outside of the United States, man. Because you got to think, man, Walmart is not. It's not just here. It's in other countries. So these folks make goo-goos of money, man. I mean, I went and looked them up the other day. It's like siblings for one brother, because it was two brothers that started the company. It was Sam Walton and Frank Walton, and they had both of them had their children, and Of course, the children are the ones that's running this thing, and all of these kids that are running it now all worth billions. I think like the sister of Sam Walton, the daughter of Sam Walton, I can't remember her name. She's like worth $61 billion, man. I mean, you're talking about a lot of money, man. These folks carrying with them.
$61 billion. Good Lord.
Yeah. She's worth 61 billion, and then the two brothers that's under her, they like 59 billion. Then the other brother like 53 billion, and then the other one that's, I think it's Frank Walton's daughter. She's all by herself. She got more money than the rest of them because she's by herself. See, because I don't think Frank had any more children. I think he just had her. So she's worth like $73 billion. So I was like, God Almighty, man, all this money these folks got, man, and this is what they call that. What they call it? Newstoter, old generation of money.
Oh
Old
yeah,
money.
that's that old money.
Yeah, man. And see, this is why Black America, we have to fight to get reparations, because this is money that really should belong to us, that's been taken from us. So
Yeah, real talk, man. Let me go ahead and I guess we'll go ahead and we'll start getting up in it. People coming up in the space, y'all tweet the space out as well. And yeah, we're gonna be talking about this situation going on in South Carolina, y'all. It's crazy. I got it up in the jumbotron. It says it's from Black Enterprise, curated once again on the Newstoter.com platform. South Carolina slammed for using white people to promote inclusive Juneteenth festival. Black residents of Greenville, South Carolina, were shocked at the town's choice of Juneteenth celebration, promotion, and advertisement. Organizers for the event are now apologizing after hanging light post banners featuring white people, Daily Mail reports. The event is being promoted as a celebration of freedom, unity, and love, and quickly caught the attention of Black Twitter. The plot thickens as the organizers of the event, Juneteenth GVL co founder Reuben Hayes, is Black. Hayes says the design was one of many in a bid to be inclusive. Juneteenth GVL would like to offer an apology to the community for the presence of non Black faces being represented on two flags representing Juneteenth, Hayes said in a statement. Moving forward, we're committed to ensuring that our events are fully of diversity, inclusiveness, historical significance of Juneteenth. Juneteenth GVL had 50 banners set up around downtown Greenville for the event next month. Several activists and community members sent emails expressing their concerns and even posted some questions about the banners on social media. One user said, "This isn't an all lives matter holiday," in response to a tweet defending the banners. Hayes says he approved banners himself along with his co-founders, and a decision was made months ago. The city of Greenville was extremely helpful in supporting with the direction and the positioning of our choosing, Hayes told WYFF News 4. They had no input on any artwork or anything creatively that we've done for Juneteenth. The event is scheduled for June 10th through the 17th. A flyer posted on Facebook paints a very different depiction of what the event entails. The banners have since been removed, according to posting carrier. Juneteenth celebrates June 19th, 1865, the day when the last slaves were finally freed, finalizing the 1863 Emancipation Proclamation. President Biden proclaimed the celebration as a federal holiday back in 2021. What's going on, DJ? I see you up in the space as well, too. So what's up? Let me go ahead and send you that co-host. I see my girl Trouble down there as well, too. So Volvo, what's up? I see you raise your hand. Go ahead, Volvo. You got it.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me speak, brother. Yeah, I was gonna say, Biden might have signed it into law or whatever, but the first year it was nationally recognized was in 2020. Trump, the one that set that in motion. I remember because the bank was closed, and I tried to get into it. I said, "Damn, this shit is run out of nowhere." It was a Friday. You could look that up. It fell on a Friday. I heard y'all say that y'all didn't never heard of Juneteenth until it became a national holiday. I heard of it, but we never celebrated or anything like that. Like, you know what I mean? As far as the white folks promoting it, I mean, it's a federal holiday. You know what I mean? People celebrate holidays that ain't even federal holidays. I seen Biden celebrating St. Patrick's Day. That ain't no national holiday. I see black people getting drunk all the time on St. Patrick's Day, going to the St. Patrick's Day festival and all kinds of shit. I see black people celebrating Cinco de Mayo. I don't know what that's about. That ain't got nothing to do with us at all. You know what I mean? So, you know, that type of stuff is going to happen. It's a federal holiday. I don't know if y'all been keeping score, but this really the third federal holiday that we got. We got this day, Juneteenth, Martin Luther King Day, and Memorial Day. That's a black holiday. You know, black people started that. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, like, shit, they celebrating our days. We creating shit. We is the culture here. Period. You know what I mean? So, you know, I land my plane on it. It was something else I was about to say, but I'll think of it.
All right, appreciate that, Volvo. I think the issue is, and you're right, and I said that when the space started up, you know, black people will go out there and the Cinco de Mayo, they drink and stuff like that. I'm sure you have some black people go out there for St. Patrick's Day. The thing is that here on two flags, they were promoting people with non-black faces on there. You know, you had non-black people on the actual these Juneteenth flags and stuff like that. So that's the issue. If you go to Cinco de Mayo, you're not going to see black people in that artwork. Straight up. You know, you may have black people out there wearing a sombrero, walking around or whatever, but they're not going to be on any official Mexican artwork representing that holiday. Same with St. Patrick's Day. Same with the Jewish holidays. Same with the Chinese holidays. So, you know, that's the big issue right there is that, hey, because like I said, we saw it last year with the they did the Juneteenth ice cream and stuff like that. And even some people said, and we've heard it in these spaces before too, people were saying that, hey, a lot of people get upset when they see the actual Pan-African colors on some of these Juneteenth flags and stuff. People saying, well, you know what? I don't feel like you know, that they should have those colors for Juneteenth. Like you see a lot of times the green and the black or whatever, and people saying, well, you know, those are not the actual colors for what should be represented for Juneteenth. So you're gonna always have people that you know feel like, hey, their culture is not fully being appreciated or being taken advantage of. And like I said, I don't have any issue with anybody coming out there. People want to come out there to a festival. It's a free country. Yeah, going out there to a festival. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're actually putting the artwork on and you're promoting it and you're putting in this and that or whatever, then, you know, you need to go ahead, because there weren't white slaves that was freed in 1865. There wasn't Mexican slaves freed in 1865. There weren't Irish slaves freed in 1865. You know, it was black people that were actually free. So it's actually black people who should be on the artwork when you're promoting it, whether you're putting up artwork around the city or whether you're doing commercials and stuff like that. You know, you need to go ahead and put the black people pictures up in the actual in the artwork and everything else, the promotions that you're doing, because the historical framework was that it was black people truly in Texas, you know, that found out that they were actually freed and stuff like that. And, you know, it spread around the country, and, you know, black people as a whole celebrated because black people throughout the country were slaves. So I think if you're going to go ahead and do that, like I said, nobody's saying, well, hey, no whites allowed or this or that or whatever, or no other non-blacks can come here, whatever. Hey, fine. Come on out here. And like I said before at the beginning of the space, bring your pocketbooks, bring your wallets, come in here and enjoy the actual culture that's been, you know, go ahead and support with the arts and crafts, get you some food. I know a lot of white folks love Southern food, soul food as well too. So go ahead and get your belly filled up on that as well too. Go ahead, definitely spend on it and come on out and support. Just don't go ahead and start with the culture appropriation. This holiday's been around a couple years, and already you can kind of like see the things coming in and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't take long when there's something black to go ahead. And when we start, and pretty soon you'll be hearing black people sitting up here be saying, well, you know, it's everybody holiday. Yeah, we know Dr. King. We know Dr. King holiday is a national holiday. It's the only really, and this is new here. So this is really the only really the only national holiday that a black person got. And even when Dr. King, there was a lot of pushback to that. Even some black people felt that, hey, it shouldn't be Dr. King holiday. It should be more of a civil rights holiday. It should be for a bunch of, because, Dr. King wasn't the only person that contributed to the actual, the freedom of black people in this country. So even though people say, well, yeah, and most black people, they say, yeah, we'll go ahead and make it a King holiday. But a lot of black people felt like, hey, it should be a civil rights holiday, because you had so many black people that gave their lives and put up put up things for the actual cause, that they should be honored as well too. But it didn't go that way, and most black people still, like I say, they still supported having a King holiday. Of course, we know Arizona was the last state to actually officially accept it. Ronald Reagan did his best to go ahead. For the longest, he was against it. Now, Ronald Reagan did say something like, well, I feel like it should be basically a civil rights holiday. It shouldn't just be after one man, named after one man or whatever. But that's the thing right there. If you start seeing MLK holiday come up, and you start seeing all of these white pictures and these all of this white advertisement and stuff like that, people gonna have a problem with that. People gonna have a problem. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't support Dr. King, and a lot of white folks, especially Republicans, when they're trying to make a point and trying to say, when it gets to the point where they want to talk about not really giving any black person anything tangible, they start bringing up, well, Dr. King said judge people by the content of their character, and not the color and all this other stuff. They'll start trying to twist his words and stuff like that to go ahead and pretty much say, well, hey, let's not worry about color, race in this country, and let's just judge an individual by the character, their content and stuff. So whenever it's time to go ahead and flip what that man actually said, they'll use it. But that's my thing. If you're gonna really like I say, honor the holiday, make sure that the people that actually suffered for it and paid the price for it, their likeness is on the actual material. Make sure you're gonna do that. Nobody's saying that no white should come or no other race or this or that or whatever, but let's first and foremost, it is a black holiday. Whether it's a national holiday or whatever. When I was down south in Lauderdale, we used to get out of school for what they call Jewish holidays. Now they since changed that, and I think they made it into fall holidays, but we used to get out of school for Jewish holidays. And I wasn't Jewish, but I still took that holiday just like everybody else. So, that's my thing right here, is like, hey, let's go ahead. Let's represent the people that died for it, the people that was enslaved, the people that also slaves that left the damn plantation and went out there to fight for their freedom, join the Union Army. Let's go ahead and celebrate that. Let's celebrate, black people having an actual day. And if you're going to have a festival or whatever, and like I say, by all means, let white folks come. Nobody's trying to stop them from coming, anything like that. But at the same time, give proper due to where it deserves to be at. We got to go ahead and put some respect on the actual people who the actual holiday is for, because one thing when it comes to black people, it quickly becomes, well, it's everybody, it's all, it's this, it's that, or whatever. But when it's another group, people don't have a problem saying that it's for a specific ethnic group. And yeah, you may get a day out of school or a day off of work or whatever. They may have their festivals and this and that, and everybody in the public is open to the public. But when it's black people, then it's a problem. Then it's, oh, well, it's everybody. Well, yeah, it's kind of for y'all. It's kind of about you guys and this and that, but it's everybody. Yeah, it's a national holiday. It's a national holiday, which most states still don't really recognize in terms of giving their employees off, unless you maybe with the federal government. So that's my only thing on that, Volvo. Carlos, go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing tonight, Carlos?
Hey, what's up, family? Thanks for letting me speak. Newstoter, I just wanted to piggyback on what you were saying about the Martin Luther King holiday. I'm from Virginia, and in Virginia, it used to be called Lee Jackson King Day. So we had to celebrate Martin Luther King Day along with two Confederate generals, Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee. That's how little they think about us. And I mean, I'm all for celebrating Black holidays, but at the same time, what are we really getting from it? I mean, it's not like they say, okay, only Black people are off these days, this day. Only Black people celebrate this day. They get, the oppressor gets the day off too. So, I mean, really, we really need to rethink this, and we should know by now that these white corporations are only going to try to profit off of. My thing is, why haven't we started profiting off of Juneteenth? And I'll land my plane there.
Great question there. And that's something that we need to go ahead and do. The holiday is already in effect. So we ourselves in different cities with people, people are they're holding festivals and everything else. So that's something that we got to do ourselves. We got to go ahead and get ahead of that. We need to be the ones throwing these festivals. We need to go ahead and control the merchandise, the vendor, all of the advertisement, everything else. We got to go ahead and start using it. It's out there. It's up to us to go ahead and do it. So if we sit up here and we let white folks go ahead and start renting out these fairgrounds and renting out these places to go ahead and have Juneteenth festivals, and they're the ones hiring the black vendors to come out there and whatnot, then we pretty much deserve whatever we get. It's up to us. It's no reason. There's enough black people to go out here and put their money out there, and they can go ahead and partner up with each other. That's what we was talking about the other night in the space. And go ahead, if you're in a city where you got a fairground or any large mass of land that can be used that's rented out, go ahead and get that, man, and try to find you 100 or 200 vendors out there, whatever. Maybe charge them $100 per person, $150, maybe $200. Something that's going to cover the fees and everything else like that. And do it like that. Get businesses and sponsors, local businesses. Even if a white business want to sponsor whatever, I know some people might say, well, I don't know about that, but that's a possibility. I guess you just have to, you know what I'm saying? You need to have a think tank or whatever. First, you need to make sure that you have enough black businesses where you're at that can sponsor you. And if you can't find enough in your area locally, then you may have to go nationally and see about that as well too. But that's something that we got to go ahead and start trying to control that narrative. There's no reason with the Juneteenth. Like I said, if you don't get a hold to it, if you don't get out in front of it, Walmart showed you, and some of these other places showed you last year, they'll start whipping up ice cream and they'll start whipping up other little things like that as well too. So we got to go ahead and we got to do that, man. If we want to say, and you're right, Carlos, having a day off, which most people don't even have a day off. Like I said, it's a federal holiday. So unless you're a federal employee, and especially if you're down here in the South, in one of these southern states, these redneck states like Florida, where I'm at, you think Ron DeSantis, while he's the damn governor of Florida, is going to go ahead and officially make Juneteenth a state holiday here in Florida? If he has anything to say about it? No. Bovo, go ahead. You got to unmute your mic.
Yeah, I was going to say, the brother said, what do it was something that he touched on. He asked, what do we get out of it? It's a day of to observe, our struggle, our history. That's all feast days is about. It's a day to observe something. So you're right when you say that we need to get out in front of it and and capitalize off off it. We really can't be mad at them for capitalizing off of it. If we not, if this is a day to observe a national holiday to where the country stops, stops, you don't have to go to work, you can barbecue, you can observe this day however you want. It's up to us to say this would we observe it. But what do it mean? It shouldn't just be, y'all might not agree with me on this, but it shouldn't just be just for us. Because this was an American struggle, even though we carried the cross for it, But this should be a day to observe that some shit like that should never happen again on the planet, in my opinion. That type shit should never happen again to nobody else. You know what I mean? Like our story is an inspiring story. You know what I mean? Yeah, people should be inspired by that. That should be a day of, these people were really slaves and got free. You know what I mean? They really have an incredible story. You know what I mean? And the world should observe that. You know what I mean? So that's what the feast day is about. It's always been feast days. It's always going to be a day of. It's always going to be a holiday that's near and dear to everybody's heart. We got our own personal holiday. When you got married, your anniversary to when you got married, your birthday. You know what I mean? That the day a loved one died. So it's always we always gonna have days of observance. You know what I mean? So if the country wanna observe our day, shit, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Like you said, we need to get in front of it. We need to get in front of it and let them know that this is what we do, and this is what what I'm trying to say. This is why we do that, and this is why this happened, and this is why you should be inspired by our story, and we should celebrate our struggle and our courage as people. Appreciate you letting me speak, brother.
All right, Vovo. Thank you. He am I. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Let me give a quick shout out to my man Trenton Makes as well too. Thank you, Trenton, for your contribution on Cash App. He am I. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
I just wanted to kind of piggyback off what the brother just said, except that they can celebrate, but the thing is, economically, we need to get paid. So if there's a Juneteenth flag, we need a cut of it. If it's a Juneteenth balloons, we need a cut of it. If it's the Juneteenth napkin, we need a cut of it. This is what we don't do as people. We don't get the money that needs to be made. Because in Christmas, that's a holiday, that's a feast holiday, but everything that's sold goes to white people. Thanksgiving, same way. I don't care if you're going to buy a paper turkey, they get paid for it. And if we're not getting paid for it, we won't have anything, brother. I understand they need to know, but we need to get paid for it.
But brother, feel me on this though, brother. That's up to us to get paid for it. They don't get paid for every Santa Claus that gets sold. If you come out with a Santa Claus and you can sell it to your people, and they decide to buy it, then you getting paid for that. They not getting no cut off that. Like how do you make everybody?
I'm not talking about personally. I'm not talking about personally. I'm talking about when it comes back to their community. That money goes back into their community.
What do you mean when you
so they're getting a cut of it?
What do you
when
mean
they're building?
He's saying what he's saying, Vovo, that when we look at Christmas as the commercial giant it is of a holiday, the billions of dollars that's raked in on Christmas, the billions of dollars, that's going to white folks. Yeah, you may have some black people, you may have some Asians, you may have some Latinos, you may have some other people that's making money from it. He's not saying that. He's saying the bulk of that money that Christmas generates, the bulk of the money that Thanksgiving generates, the bulk of the money that Halloween generates, the bulk of the money that Valentine's Day generates. Because we see people on the side of the street selling candy and flowers and everything else. He's not saying every single solitary red cent that's generated is going to white folks, but he's saying the bulk of that money, when you talk about the billions of dollars that these holidays generate, when you're talking about the airlines and you're talking about the hotels, and I know we don't own airlines or hotels, but he's just saying that the billions of dollars that these holidays generate in this country, and let's not even worry about globally, just here in this country, that the major holidays generate, even St. Patty's Day and Cinco de Mayo and stuff, like white folks are getting their cut. They getting their money like that. And I guess this brother's just trying to say that, hey, if everybody else is going to get their money, off a holiday that, has so much pain tied to it, then black people must go ahead and find a way to go ahead and generate and get that paper as well, too.
Well, I agree with that for sure. I agree with that. But like you said, we don't own no hotels. We don't own no airlines. What he was saying that he said for every napkin that's getting sold, he said a lot of stuff. He was saying we need to cut. There's no way to get a cut from everything. Like that's what I was saying. Like they don't owe us nothing. If they want to sell some Juneteenth T-shirts and somebody dumb enough to buy them, then you gotta respect it. Like how do you make this guy that printed up some? He got a shirt printer in his garage and he printed up some Juneteenth shirts. How do you make him give you $5 off every T-shirt? I would like to know that. You know what I mean? It ain't no way to do that. People gonna do that. You know what I mean? We can get paid off Christmas shit. Asians get paid off Christmas shit. Them Santa Clauses that you see in Walmart and all that's made in China. You know what I mean? We don't make that stuff in America. You You know what I mean? They make all those little cheap little gimmicky gifts and all that shit. They make all that. You know what I mean? They found a way to cut in on that. So we got to make sure that we find a way to cut in on this Juneteenth. You know what I mean? Like it ain't, it's unfortunate that, that I mean, it ain't really even unfortunate. That's just how shit is. You know what I mean? Like it is, they gonna capitalize on it. If somebody don't capitalize on it, if you don't capitalize on it, somebody else.
That's real talk. I mean, and I agree with what you saying, Volvo, and I understand. I agree with what he's saying as well too. That we understand that there's no way possible that you can get every dollar, like you say, stuff that's made over in China, even the Christmas stuff and this and that is made in China. So at one time, the United States was getting every single solitary dollar because the stuff was made in America. You used to see the tags all the time, but that's no longer the case. What you can do for Juneteenth, though, is we got enough people over here that can make T-shirts up and make stuff up right here in this country. Black people, we got enough black people that own T-shirt companies and everything else right here in this country that, we don't need to go ahead and have, stuff made in China sent over here, whatever. So I think simply from a simple point, like he's saying that we need to be trying to get a cut, like, and that's stuff that we can directly impact, like merchandise and things of that nature. We can directly impact that as well too. Now we can't, like you said, we can't do anything about grocery stores at this point in time, and hotel stay and airline and that kind of thing as well. But in terms of renting, like I said, renting out a venue, we can go ahead and we can do that. Having our people come out there as vendors, that itself can generate money. Even if at some of these places where, some of these cities that's large enough where we have maybe enough business savvy people that make their dollars maybe long enough, turning it into an actual event where you're actually having people coming out there, maybe some black celebrities and stuff coming out there, putting on concerts and stuff, Juneteenth concerts and things of that nature right there that can actually generate and bring more money and stuff, for these black vendors as well too. So that, I mean, I understand exactly what both of y'all saying, and I'm in agreement, even though I think y'all pretty much agreeing and saying the same thing. It's just, we know we totally can't get everything, but we need to go ahead and get something off of this holiday. We don't, a holiday that's supposed to be for us. We don't need to be left out in the cold, not getting anything. We need to go ahead and change that up as much as possible. Trouble, I know you got your hand up. How you doing tonight, Trouble? And Carlos, I'm gonna come back to you too.
Hey, Newstoter. Shout out to everybody in the group. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. I guess I ain't going to be super short and go back to listeners again because Newstoter keep making all my damn points.
Stay up in the speaker spot because you'll come up with something to pop in your head the second too.
I went back down to these listeners before because Newstoter had made all of the points I was getting ready to make. I was like, damn, there you go. Like, why is he still talking? Why? Leave some food on the table. So, Lord have mercy. I agree. And Volvo made some excellent points as well. And, me and Volvo, we don't always agree with each other, but Volvo actually makes some pretty good points. We have to be intentional about the holidays that come up when they are meant for us. We had, the MLK Day, which was quickly co-opted because, white people wanted a part of, they really wanted to use that, character thing that he said in the I Have a Dream speech, it's judged by the content of the character, that's the only thing they took away from it, and so even with Memorial Day, as Volvo mentioned, that was co-opted. It was something that was started by us, created by us. They took it and co-opted it, and so a lot of people today do not know that it was originally something that was created by Black Americans. And a lot of us didn't find out about that until we got grown and got on the internet and that information was passed around. So when it comes to Juneteenth, we have to get in front of it, as Volvo stated. And thank you for stating that, Volvo. We really do have to get in front of it and be intentional about our holidays so that they don't eventually become co-opted. And when being intentional about them, that means we have to set the tone as for what we are going to use our holidays for. So if we want Juneteenth to be about Black Americans and our plight, our story, our history, what we endured, we need to make sure that we cooperate that, the damn word. We need to make sure that we cooperate it into the holiday and make sure that every year it is something that is constantly talked about so that the white folks and the Hispanic folks and the Asian folks and all of the other folks don't get, that their faces are plastered on it in Greenville right now. But it wasn't about y'all. It had nothing to do with y'all. And as long as we continue to allow things like that to happen without making our mark on history, then our stories will always be diluted over time. It will become about everybody instead of the people who it was truly meant for. Because it wasn't like they wanted to free us; they had no choice. It was a political move to free us. So we need to make sure that our history, what we went through, is represented every year. We need to represent it loudly, and like both of the brother EIM and Volvo was saying, and Newstoter so eloquently tied together. If we want to get the money and the funds from it, then we also have to get up off of our behinds and start. We got to get out of this mindset that we're in, where it's like in certain areas we're stuck. So we got to get unstuck, and we got to promote each other. That means that you actually have to help your brothers and sisters out in promoting whatever it is that they're selling when it comes to Juneteenth events, T-shirts, napkins, cupcakes, coffee cups, whatever flags, whatever it is, products that we have to be out in the forefront of it. I've been on Facebook on every post that comes down my news feed talking about Juneteenth T-shirts, and I done got blocked several times from asking people, "Are you a black-owned company?" Because I see you coming out of Singapore. How you in Singapore, but you selling Juneteenth T-shirts, and they got some nice T-shirts, which made me stop and look. But then I went to your about page, then looked at your about section, and you all the way in Singapore some damn where. And so I see a lot of black people on the page. Oh, I love these shirts, but there are also a lot of black people on that page saying you are not a black American company. You're not black. I done got blocked because I could win the detail and questions next. But still, we have to. Everybody is going to capitalize off of us because that's what they've always done. That's what they're used to doing. And if we want to get the majority of this money coming to us, then we've got to figure out how they've done it and do what they do. But we got to get behind each other. It's not. At this point, we should know that the only way we're going to get shit done is together. So we've got to be intentional in being together when it comes to getting this damn money. Because if we don't, like Bob said, somebody else is, and why shouldn't they get it if the money is out there? If I see it on the ground, I'm going to pick it up. So we got to start picking it up, and we got to pick it up so that we can put it down so we can pick it back up. I mean, I'm just saying. So I'm going to stop right there because Professor saying I'm long-winded, but
Get your mic on. Get your mic on.
Oh, whatever, Trouble.
Thank you, Trouble. You definitely put it down there.
Thank you for bringing all that back, sister. Thank you.
Carlos, go ahead. You got it, Carlos.
Yeah, I just wanted to continue the conversation about us profiting off of this holiday. One way that they do it that we don't do. See, we'll print up a bunch of T-shirts and just go and try to sell them, ourselves out the trunk of the car or whatever. But we need to start doing what they do and legalizing what we do, and that's trademarking. We're creative people, so what we can do, if we may not be able to trademark the term Juneteenth because that's pretty much a public holiday, but we can come up with different designs and trademark that design. And anytime that design is used for anything, you owe me. I don't care if you sell a nickel bag in the park. I want in. And that's how they've been doing it. And that's how we have to start doing it. Playing that legal game the same way they do. But we just don't think business savvy. We just don't. And that's something that we really need to get out of and start making it our side hustle more professional and making a business. And I'm going to land there.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Let me go ahead and get DJ. You want to go ahead and get it to before we go back to Volvo?
Let me go ahead.
You there, Volvo?
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, we gotta think business. People gonna always take some shit and remix it. You know what I mean? Like Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Now I'm seeing black Santa Clauses in it. When I go like in like the grocery store or like a drugstore or something, I'm seeing black Santa Clauses now. Santa Claus was never black. You know what I mean? Like I ain't like that's like ridiculous to me, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like like I'm a old American. You know what I mean? Like shit, you look forward to seeing white Santa Claus when you a kid. You know what I mean? It's okay for him to be white. They made him black. You know what I mean? They people change shit. You know what I mean? And it's a market for it. They gonna seize on the opportunity. Like even like with our music and shit. Like if you take a rapper like 6ix9ine, can't nobody in here name a 6ix9ine song. And if you can name one, I bet you can't name two. 6ix9ine don't come on at the cookout. We ain't about to be playing 6ix9ine on no Memorial Day. That's black music. They took it and flipped it into some weird shit. So and his people bought it. You know what I mean? So like that's gonna always happen. But what we need to do is make sure that the world knows that is not it. That is not what this shit is. And we gotta make that shit look goofy. That's even better than money, in my opinion. We gonna make some money. The money gonna make itself. If you apply yourself, the money gonna come. You know what I mean? But we need to gatekeep it. That's what I'm on. I'm on some gatekeeping shit. Like what we doing right now, we gatekeeping. We saying that the white folks doing that shit, you can do that. We can't stop you. But we gonna let the world know that ain't Juneteenth. That ain't it. That ain't what this is about. You know what I mean? Now after the original people who the shit is about told you that, and you still decide to go over there and do that, well, that's on you. That's something else. But we gonna make sure that you acknowledge that that's something different, and that's something that we need to even we started doing now, and with our music and shit. We letting the world know that they dressing like us and walking like us and rapping over beats or whatever. That's cool. But that ain't us. That ain't our culture. That ain't it right there. That shit they into. That's not it. So yeah, we gotta gatekeep it, and once you gatekeep it, then you'll be able to make all the money you want off of it.
I think to a certain degree, black folks are afraid to go ahead and claim what's theirs, though. They've always been afraid of the actual blowback that they're gonna receive. And when I say that, for the simple fact is that, hey, you've had black people in country music like Charlie Pride and stuff come. You've had black people in heavy metal and all the rest of the different things. You've had black people singing the opera music and things of that nature, but you never see a saturation of black people in these other type of genres and things like that, or whatever it is. Whenever you see black people, they're normally it's a scarce amount. It's not a whole lot. It's not like they're not taking over. It's not saturating and this and that or whatever. So, people when you see a black person here, a black person there, they're kind of, after a while, after the hate that they get, they kind of accept that one or two black people coming into that area of their field. So you never really see a bunch of black people coming in there. But as reverse, when black people create something, whether it's jazz or it's rock and roll or it's rap music or it's blues or whatever, you start to see a significant amount of white people, and then other people of other races come in there and stuff. And black people, you've never heard black people, they're not going to sit up here and they're not going to say, well, this is ours, or we're the masters of this or that or whatever. Even now, to a certain degree, when black people, people, when you have certain black artists say, well, so and so is a visitor in rap music or whatever. You get a lot of pushback from other black artists and stuff when you hear people say something like that. They're like, well, why are you saying that? They're not visitors. This is all our music. Anybody can come up in here, whatever. So it's always like that kind of that pushback feedback. But you're not gonna go into heavy metal. You're not gonna go into country music and sit up here and say, well, this is all our music, because they're gonna straighten you real quick. They're gonna let you know, no, damn that. You're a visitor over here. And it's good every now and then to hear a white person say that, like, yeah, well, we're just visitors in rap music or whatever like that. I saw an old clip, and this is for Fat Joe. I saw an old clip where they had Big Pun a while ago on somebody was playing an old clip of him on Twitter. And for all the stuff that Fat Joe be talking about, that we equal partners and this and that, the man he considered to be a much greater artist than him, even though he was around first and he came out and he actually had the label, the man that was a superior musical talent to him, the man that was a better MC and lyricist and rapper than he was, the man that he looked up to lyrically and in terms of rap, Big Pun came out and said, yeah, thanks to the black Americans, they allowed us to come in. And that was all you need to hear right there. The black Americans allowed us to come in. The black Americans let us come in. So you don't have a lot of black people when it comes to, with their own thing. Black people are afraid to go ahead and say, well, yeah, so-and-so Eminem, he's a great artist in this respect. You're like, yeah, but this is our genre right here. They're afraid of the pushback. They're afraid of saying that. They're afraid of that. I can assure you, you would never take over bluegrass music. You never take over the opera type music. You never take over all this other stuff and sit up here, and you'll never come to the point and say, well, this is all of ours and this and that. And yeah, this is a culture, and this ain't a black thing. This is just no. You're gonna get straight in. You would never go into, and we can take a black genre such as reggae. You're not gonna go to Jamaica, and I don't care how many black Americans start singing reggae and say, well, this really ain't a Caribbean, this ain't really a Caribbean art form. This is really a black art form that, black Americans, we equal partners. And they're like, no, we're not no damn equal partners in that. So that's one thing about black people. Only thing I can say about the Juneteenth thing is that we can go ahead, because right here in different cities down here in the South, in Florida, they have Juneteenth festivals. I'm sure they're starting to have it all over the nation. That's a way. I know people may not think about it, but we can get anywhere from 100 to 1,000 vendors in the area and help our people make money. We can have events and we can have shows and we can have everything else in these cities and stuff like that, and create our own little economy on this actual holiday as well too. Trust me, if black people start having things that's catching the attention of other black people, white folks are going to want to come out there and check it out as well too. It may not be a whole bunch of white folks, but you'll have some white folks that's curious by nature, because white folks want to know exactly what you're doing. If you're doing something, they got to know it's in them. Like, they got to know what are they doing? What are they doing over there? What it's a whole lot of noise over there. What exactly is going on? I want to check it out. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to find out, start having concerts, start having shows, comedy shows, start having different things in your city. Like if you was in Atlanta, and let the Juneteenth weekend, they have 5, 6, 7 concerts, and they have comedy shows, and they have fashion shows, and they have car shows, and they have all kind of different things. They have plays and this and that or whatever, on top of all of these, having this mega Juneteenth festival where you got all of these, you got hundreds of people out here cooking and stuff like that. You can generate money for your people right there. You can go ahead and you can start owning it. And that's what I think we have to go ahead and look into doing like that. We can start off small. It's nothing wrong with starting off small. We can start off small and then expand and get larger by doing things. I saw Volvo. He disconnected. So DJ, go ahead. You got it.
Yeah. So what's good, everybody? Shout out to the room.
Yo, and I saw the whiteboard that you had put up there, like that was sticking the middle finger about the reparations.
Well, shit. Hey, fuck your reparations, niggas. So when these white folks saying, hey, look, man, we don't owe you nothing, hey, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but why your people acting like that? You know what I'm saying? And then when they say, hey, look, we ain't had nothing to do with that, but your ancestors did. Look what they did to this woman just trying to go to school. You know what I'm saying? So you think your peoples ain't doing that shit to us in 2023? Y'all still oppressing us. You just not putting it on paper like it was when if it's a picket nigga or a school situation. Why was Jerry Jones at a segregationist rally? Like, come on, man. It's the same people. You know what I mean? They just had a Proud Boys protest down in D.C. just a couple weeks ago. This is why they don't want our black asses down there post January 6th. And they just sentenced one of the top old keepers to 18 years in prison. So there you go, man. But as far as the Juneteenth shit goes, you know what I mean? I'm not with that shit that jokers down in South Carolina is doing. Fuck all that. It's okay, like you said, for any culture to come celebrate another's culture and ethnicity and all that other good stuff. I'll pull up at the Puerto Rican Day Parade. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the Cuban Day Parade over here in North. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the Portuguese Parade down in the neck. You feel what I'm saying? I'm over here at this parade and shit. You know, we pulling up over there to turn it up with the natives. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we do up here. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like you said, you ain't gonna see no niggas on the motherfucking Chinese New Year motherfucking dragon. You feel what I'm saying? Oh shit, that's motherfucking Tiger Woods. You ain't even gonna see that nigga. You ain't even gonna see Naomi Osaka either. Like, come on, yo.
If you do, after you see them on that dragon, you might not see their ass again on there ever again.
And look, you know how the CCP play. They ain't playing. They take their own out for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Word up. They think that shit is an ultimate form of disrespect and shit. So at the end of the day, we is right. So hold on, I don't know. Did I post this in the Jumbotron? Hold on. All right, get in the Jumbotron, y'all. Top left hand side, the Dollar Tree post right there. So they tried to pull that last year, put a stop on them. Let's talk about some other Juneteenth stuff too that we don't like. Hold up, let's post this over here. Let me get it over here. Race book. Hold up 1 second. I just thought about this one too. Bang, right here. Pan Africans, right? Y'all want to make Juneteenth a RBG thing? Nah, get that shit up out of here. If you ain't representing the actual Galveston flag with the American colors, that shit ain't Juneteenth, son. You know what I'm saying? So stop that too. Hold up. Here we go. Right here. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Hold up a minute. It's another. See, this is why we need to have a meme space, bro. I got too many motherfucking memes for that ass. Get up in the Jumbotron, top left-hand side. So, like, okay, if y'all gonna have the Juneteenth holidays and celebrations, why can't it just be the American? You feel what I'm saying? Like, Juneteenth ain't got nothing to do with Tanzania, nigga, or South Africa, or none of this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is the problem we be having up here with the Pan-Africans. Nobody seem to understand that we are all different within our own ranks, but I guess we all black though, because that's what a white man told me. I saw him holding a Juneteenth flag or RBG flag on a Juneteenth weekend march they had over here in North last year. And when I asked the white man again, hey, you know, that's not the actual Juneteenth flag, you know, it's da-da-da-da-da. He tells me, yeah, whips out his phone, shows me a picture of the flag post he got in front of his house with the actual Juneteenth flag on it. He said the reason why I carry the RBG one is it stands for all black. So they clearly understand. You see what I'm saying? They clearly understand it, y'all. I think the problem is we don't understand it. Yo, keep it real. Don't cry, trouble. Don't cry. No, and I'm gonna get on YouTube. You know, I'm trying to get this goddamn pictures off, man. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Come on now, come on, man. I gotta try to do this business, yo. Let's get this money, yo. So
that was the one problem that I had with the website for Greenville. Is when I went on the website before I emailed them several times about their disrespectful banners around town. Was just the simple fact that when you look through the site, they got on the kente cloths, the African garb, like it's disrespectful. Let's not be disrespectful. You got the Black American flag on your banners around town, so clearly you know the difference. But on your website, where all the black folks are at, you're representing Africa. You're not representing Black Americans, and there really needs to be a distinction. And so this is our time to start stumping loudly to make our voices heard, to make that distinction, to make that delineational distinction. And move. You know, something is wrong. My connection is acting crazy, so I'm gonna drop off for a second.
Okay, I don't, and you know, none of us would have an issue, if this was if it was a Pan African festival or whatever. Of course, bring out all of the Pan African colors and the flags and stuff like that. So that would be no issue. For the simple fact that as everybody said, the actual colors is pretty much known. The actual flag colors is the same as American colors. So that the American flag.
You're on the robot, bro. You're on the robot.
You can't hear me now.
I can hear you, but your phone is just in and out.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what's up. What about you, Professor? How that sound to you?
You sound good now. I don't know what happened.
You sound good now, but you was kind of going in and out. It was kind of robotic. I don't know. You know how shoulda be acting up, man. Shoulda is shit.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. But like you guys are right when you're talking about the actual flags and stuff like that. I don't understand why it's such an issue. You're talking about slaves that was a descendant of American chattel slavery, so they're American. So I don't exactly know exactly how the whole thing got going with the actual Pan African colors. And like I say, I'm a person. I don't have anything against Pan Africanism or whatever.
It was a grip. Nobody asked for them to do that. But see, you got some of these blacks too that are black Negro American freedmen's descent from ADOS, whatever, FBA. They take it on their own because they are of the Pan-African ideology and want to switch it and flip it. But nobody asked them to. See, y'all Pan-Africans, what y'all really need to do is just go to Africa, on some real shit, because you're confusing the people on who they really are. You got Africans that say, we're not African. You feel what I'm saying? Even though that's not all Africans, but they are right. And we are Americans, Smokey Robinson said that. Floyd Mayweather said that. I don't got no connection to Africa. Where you from in Africa? I'm going in on a Telegram joking right now and talk about that. Sounds stupid. What I was saying that our security child pull-up rally over here in the Brick City, that we ain't got a problem with none of the Telegang, technically, you know what I'm saying? But y'all not black. So when he started bringing up Kim and all this other stuff, that's not black either. They just called themselves that. But if you're talking Negro land, well, that's who the goddamn, Western Ghana kings sold. They sold Negroes. We come from Negro land. You feel what I'm saying? And we come in different shapes, sizes, colors, got dropped off in different spots over here in the West. Caribbean to Americas. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas, when they got free, they either went south of Mexico or they went north of Canada to start hockey. We invented hockey too. For those that don't know, that's our sport. But hey, we don't protect it or whatever the case be. Kind of like Carlos said, we ain't getting that trademark down on it. I agree with that as well in the 2023 type set, you know what I mean? Not just so much, we understood what sports was and paperwork was and how to make it into a franchise and a sport and all this other stuff. That's the white folks. That's what they do. They always 10 steps ahead of this because they're always thinking about taking it. You see what I'm saying? This is why they're able to do things like trademarks, copyrights, businesses, yada, 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 LLCs, yada, 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 yada. Go ahead, no.
Oh no, you was cooking. I wasn't trying to stop you. I know you said that we come from Negro land, so I hear people say that. I'm not even go down that route. That I don't. The Negro land thing. There's a lot of difference. Yeah. Oh my bad. I had the mic muted. My bad. I was gonna say I heard you. I heard you say something about that. That we came from Negro land. Like that's always funny when I hear that because. There are a lot of different places that the slaves did come from, and that's not to get into the indigenous African transatlantic slave trade and this and that, because we may have to hold a space on that. You got some people saying that there was no transatlantic slave trade and all this other stuff. So that's another discussion for another time. But you're right, man. I just, like I say, with the whole thing with the flag and this and that or whatever, just like if you were having a Caribbean festival and you whipped out an American flag and you replaced all the Caribbean flags with American flag, everybody be in an uproar. So I definitely don't understand that. I don't understand why they keep doing that. I get what you're saying, and it's a grift and whatever. But like you said, there are a lot of Black Americans also that support that as well too. That like, well, we African and this and that or whatever. But like I said, at the same time, those slaves, they were descendants of Africans. But those slaves, were Americans. They were born in this country. They were. So I don't understand the whole thing that people continually do that. And I'm in full agreement with you about this thing in South Carolina. South Carolina makes no sense. I'm gonna read a comment real quick from Sean Black Gold. Sean said,
comments. Retweet the Jumbotron. Go ahead.
Sean said, I keep telling y'all about South Carolina, folks. Every time my family come to visit us in Philly, or when we go back home there, for some reason, they're always stuck on some BS, stuck on plantation mindsets. We pull their cars every time. My cousin just moved back to Philly. It's not for him. And you know, we got some people in South Carolina, man, that's holding it down or whatever. Like I said, we got Marcel there. Yeah, and we got a number of other people that live in South Carolina that's trying to hold it down for our people there. Unfortunately, South Carolina is just one of those states too that have a long racist history. So you have to just take things for what it is. That what we heard, that when I heard this story about the actual and how you gonna have these flags and not have black faces on it and this and that was just, to me, was mind-boggling. I couldn't even put that into words when I heard that. I mean, when I started thinking about all these other ethnic holidays that people have and how proud they are to actually represent their people, but yet our people, for whatever reason, it's almost like over there in Ghana and Ghana and Nigeria, where they're worshiping these white Jesuses and stuff like that. Like, man, come on. We're sitting up here and we're saying, yeah, we want to be inclusive. Well, yeah, you are inclusive. When you have your festival, you're allowing everybody to come up there. You're not sitting up here saying this is a black only festival. You're being inclusive. Anybody that wants to come out there, they can come out there. But at the same time, you know, that just makes no sense, man. And I don't know if if the founder got any kickbacks, some extra money for you know, putting white people on there, non-black people on these maps and stuff like. I don't really know. I mean, I'm sure they said he was working with Greenville, so maybe Greenville threw them a little extra dollars or something.
That could be. But nah, it seemed like when you hold up a minute. Okay, so where's this post at? Everybody come up on social, soxeil.com, right here. I just want to put in Jumbotron. So Jumbotron, top left-hand side. So if you get in that post right there and you look at that video, it don't seem like them three brothers wasn't looking at it that way and shit. They wanted to do this. You know what I'm saying? They talking about inclusivity, or whatever you want to pronounce it. You know what I mean? But that's what Juneteenth is about. We talking about it. And look, like I keep saying too, Juneteenth ain't even specific to us. For real, because we black, you know what I'm saying? That's specific to them folks that was in Galveston, Texas, that found out 2 years later they was already fucking free and was still enslaved for 2 years. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So how the hell are we gonna let these motherfuckers drift off the shit? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you're gonna celebrate it, at least let it be about them. You know what I'm saying? And the people they descend from, which is all us black folks here in America too. You know what I mean? But now the Jim Crow Jangles done made it a federal holiday. Can't get mad, kind of like Vogel said, the tether gang grifting off the shit. And it's not like we doing it, and it's also not like we doing it the right way, like Carlos said, with the trademarks and everything. This is why a lot of folks got mad at Yvette Carnell when she finally decided to trademark ADOS and, you know, timestamp the shit. But we've been told her that. Why? Because you got tether gang selling ADOS t-shirts. Told you to trademark the shit. Now look. You know what I'm saying? But jokers get mad at Tariq, he trademarking everything. That's what you're supposed to do. You think Knack is a follow suit? Nah, fuck that nigga Tariq. He grifting reparations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's supposed to go ahead and copyright it. So I don't, and that's like you say, that's the thing with black people. We don't copyright it, and then you know you lose out on it. So I don't know exactly what to say on that party either as well. Too, like, you know, you come up with an idea, the idea is good. You definitely need to go ahead and incorporate it as much as possible. So, Professor, I know you've been a little quiet for a minute. Did you want to add something real quick? And any of our other people that's in listeners, shout out, I see Black Majority State up in here, no taxation. Leon, I see you up in here. A bunch of our people that's up in here as well, too. This is a Friday night space. We wasn't going to do one, but I just figured that I wanted to go ahead and cover this topic here before the weekend gets in good. I know a number of you guys already heard about it online and stuff like that. A bunch of people have been commenting and talking about it and expressing their disapproval. So it's just one of those things. I just wanted to go ahead and touch up on this because, like I said, I wasn't going to be coming back to Monday with the Memorial Day weekend, but I said, well, hey, let's go ahead and get it in. Let's get it in this Friday night with everybody and see what everybody's got to say about it. Definitely, if the conversation is there, we definitely want to keep it going. If not, we won't keep the space going too much longer, guys. I know it's a Friday. Some of y'all want to probably get up out of there and maybe hang with the family, get you a drink or whatever you do. Hey, do what you do. And shout out to Nightfall. What's going on, Nightfall? I see you up on YouTube as well too. So shout out to you. But Professor, you want to go ahead real quick? Say something.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to say, family, hey, anything like what we see in South Carolina is just something that throws us off our game, and that is they are intentionally doing stuff to make us come off and forget about what we're supposed to be focused on. We have to remember in this movement right now, we got everything that's happening to try to throw us off the game, to make us think about other things when we really got to stay focused on this right here. Number one, of course, is reparations, but number two, we got to get protections. Remember, that's something that we all been talking about too, is protection, because we're seeing a lot of harm done to our people, such as AKA Jordan Neely. That brother is on my mind a lot, because that could have been any of us on that subway, as far as, any of us black men, like Jordan Neely, because, when you look at him, you see myself. And I know most black men, you see yourself in that situation where you saying, I'm hungry and I'm tired, but then you got some motherfucker come behind you, excuse my French, everybody, and they grab you from behind and choke you out, snuff out your life. This is what I'm saying, y'all. We got to pay attention, because a lot of things are going to be done to throw us off the course that we're supposed to stay on. Now, we can be mad about what happened in South Carolina. Yeah, sure we can. We can be mad about it. But it's things that are being done to keep us away from the goals that we are trying to meet. Black Majority State just came up. He'll talk about one of them goals. And as a matter of fact, family, make sure you come to his space Saturday nights around, I think, 8:30. I'm going to let Black Majority say the time. I think it's 8:30. Everybody come to his spaces. As we talk about the great migration for our people to come to Delaware. And also I think Mississippi is also one of the states. But those are the two states where we try to get the majority of our people in the quickest. But also just within the southeastern region, we need to try to get our people here. I want everybody to stay focused on everything that we're trying to do, such as what Black Majority talks about in his space, what the WPI is saying in his space, what Newstoter talks about in his space. Whenever Sister Trouble holds another space, and I know she has done a couple, whenever she said in her space, that's what we need to focus on, okay? So I'm saying to you all, let's not get too far off course of what's going on in South Carolina with that mess there, because that's something to throw us off, okay? To get us all mad and riled up and just make us lose our mind. Peace, power, and reparations, family. Go have a good time for this Memorial Weekend.
All right. Thank you, Professor. Let me read real quick. I see we got Trouble, Art, and Black Majority State. I'm going to let you guys say something. Let me read a comment real quick off of Twitter from Nightfall. He says, personally not concerned about white people taking over this holiday. This is Biden's holiday, not ours. He also said, like the Grandmaster said, our freedom is taking a holiday for ourselves. This way it cannot be mayoed to death. Real quick, guys, let me just say, in the Jumbotron, the third on the right-hand side, we have the YouTube channel up in the actual Jumbotron. For those that have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, Sister Sean, she subscribed to the YouTube channel. So if you guys have not, please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The third on the right-hand side is up in the Jumbotron. You can subscribe while the space is going on. We got a few subscriptions last night. Let's go ahead and see if we can get at least 2 or 3 before this space closes tonight. Please, if you have not subscribe, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us grow, trying to get that YouTube channel out there. If you have subscribed, you can still go up in the Jumbotron and just do a retweet of the actual YouTube channel. Like I said, that's the third on the right-hand side. Also, we have the Newstoter, Venmo, and PayPal link up in the Jumbotron. We also have that. That is the next one, the fourth one to the actual right. So we have the Venmo and PayPal. And for those that can support us on Cash App, if you have $1, we're looking just for dollar donations tonight. For anybody that can donate $1 to tonight's Twitter space, it'd be greatly appreciated. That's $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Newstoter is the best curator of news in Black America today. Newstoter is the best curator of news in Black America today. Once again, that is $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Let me go ahead and get it back to you, Trouble. You got it.
Okay, so as per the comment that was made, anytime we get a national holiday, it has to go through a president. So I just want to say that this is our holiday, regardless of who signed it into law. But Professor, you're right. But what I don't think is that we're wasting our time focusing on this one situation, because what we have to remember is it starts in a place like South Carolina, and this is the only place that we've seen something this disrespectful with various people's faces on floating around. That's not to say that there are not other areas and other states that haven't also co-opted our holiday that is about us and incorporated other people into it, or just doing something that's not Black American, period, with the holiday. So we need to start making noise about it now, as per South Carolina, so that any other state or area that gets in their mind to be this disrespectful understand what's coming to them next. If we continue to let things just go past and not make any noise about it, that sends the signal that it's okay. Like everyone, or Newstoter and a few others have stated, when you have Hispanic History Month, you don't see Black Americans being championed. When you have Asian this and Asian that, you don't see Black Americans being championed. When I lived in Boston and they used to have the Caribbean carnivals every summer, they didn't have Black American foods and things. Even then, it was all about the Caribbean people. So they shouldn't expect to have everybody else included when it comes to our stuff. And we got to be intentional about making it known that it's not about y'all. Like DJ said, it started with really for the people in Galveston, who was the last people who were set free. So that didn't include any other groups of people outside, Americans here in America. I mean, if we're gonna wake it all the way up, so why should everybody else be included in that? And so, just with that being said, I just think we just need to make sure that we start to stifle it here in South Carolina, because it starts to delve into every other thing. I know a lot of Black people I've spoken to around here still don't really know what Juneteenth is, or don't even really want to celebrate it, because they still think that they're supposed to celebrate the 4th of July. And that's what I was meaning earlier when I said we got a lot of whitewashed minds who still refuse to get unstuck from what we've been handed down for centuries. And I understand when you have something that happens to you, whether it happens to you for a year, 200 or 400 years, it takes double that amount of time to get it out of your system. But if you never start working it out of your system, it's going to take that much more longer. So when it comes to certain holidays, like Christmas, people still want to celebrate it with Christmas and the white Santa. As Volvo was saying that he felt funny when he seen the black Santas. Like, Santa's not black. I grew up with a white Santa. Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with having a black Santa. That's like with the Jesus. People had a white Jesus, and I've told all of my family members that I will block their ass if they continue to send me white Jesus in my inbox. You can send me a picture of black Jesus. I mean, I don't want you to send me a picture of Jesus, period, but don't send me nothing with white Jesus on it, because we don't fight. So people got to mentally move out of their spaces. And so what we have to do is, we have a lot of work to do. I'm just going to keep that. There's a lot of hands up, and I'm really interested to hear my brother, Black Majority, got to say up in the cut. I see Sister Sean and Art. Art don't feel damn Jumbotron up, but I'm a land.
All right. Thank you, Trouble. I'm going to go to Art and then Black, and then I got you, Sister Sean, as well, too. So go ahead, Art.
Yeah, often I think we get too caught up in these platitudinal, really don't feed anybody's family things. Now, I do agree with Professor on the reparations. That's all we should be talking about, though, in my opinion. Mainly because protections. Well, let's talk about protections. Enforcement acts. They're literally called the enforcement acts. That was black protection. Never got enforced, even though it's literally called the enforcement act. We just need to get these people to literally do the stuff that's already there. And I often tell people that if the laws stopped today, like there was no new laws, that would disproportionately benefit the black community. Because our laws are on the books. The reason why they want you to keep doing new legislation so they can write it for all these immigrants. You already got yours. You had yours since 1960. 1970 max. Actually, 1972. I'll give you 1972 because there was another thing in 1972. And that includes everything to the breakfast programs that came off of the Black Panthers and the youth programs. That's all that legislation's already drawn. So we need to be more aware of what's already there so we don't be asking for stuff that we already got, sidetracking us from what we don't have, which is reparations. And reparations is going to fix a lot of those problems anyway, so you might not even need certain parts of whatever legislation you think you need that's probably already there to begin with. You see what I'm saying? What's ended up happening is the reason why you don't think you have it is because the 13th Amendment has been used against you in the form of locking our people up. 14th Amendment has been used against you in the form of giving corporations personhood and immigrants. And the 5th has been used against you because it's tying up time and the wealth gap hasn't changed since 1968. So all those things were supposed to be for you, but they're used against you. So if they get new legislation, what do you think the odds are going to be used against you? Even immigration, when they're talking about immigration, what scares me is everybody's like, oh, we need to go hard on anti-immigration. Well, anti-immigration is a double-edged sword too, because Border Patrol can search and seizure within a 100-mile radius of the border all across the country, from Canada border to the Mexican border, east, west coast. And guess who disproportionately lives in that area? 70 to 80% of black people. Now, when Border Patrol takes away your Fourth Amendment because you gave them the power to do so because of quote unquote immigrants, they probably let in for the reason they can take their rights. Because
hey, real quick, Art, not to cut you off, and I know we talking about reparations, but if we could, let's try to stick to the Juneteenth thing as well too. I know you're saying that reparations, and I'm in agreement with you. Like reparations is the main focal point. But we also want to talk about, I know some people say, well, I don't really care about the Juneteenth thing and this and that or whatever. But if it's going to be a holiday and it's going to be used as a black holiday in particular, I definitely want to go ahead and talk about that as well, too. So, I don't mind talking about the reparations as well, too. But I also want to keep it on topic as much as possible about Juneteenth as well.
I was going to tie it all together, mind you, because my ultimate point is I posted a bunch of videos actually, of not just whites, but Arabs, talking about reparations. So, and we could use this two ways. We can complain about it, which is what we normally do. If you think that's going to give you a result, fine. I would hashtag Juneteenth with all these white motherfuckers talking about reparations. That's what I would do. I would benefit from that situation and take it from platitudinal to something that's natural. And it doesn't go, you don't have to go past your Twitter zone. But I'll end with that.
All right. Thank you, Art. Let me go ahead and get the Black Majority State. How you doing tonight, Black?
Hello, Newstoter, DJ, Professor, everybody in the space. Happy Memorial Day to those who may have lost someone who served the country. To the topic, and shout out to I am. She was posting about this, and it looked like she had made a bunch of calls to the mayor in that area, and it seemed like that's part of the reason they capitulated, at least in the white picture of what they put up the banner. And I know she wasn't the only one, but she's the one that I've seen across my timeline. So shout out to everybody who made those calls, put the pressure on that group to at least make some concessions in that arena. you know, when Juneteenth was first made a holiday, I saw posts from Iowa. Iowa created a whole Juneteenth thing, and they essentially were telling the white people, because we're like 1% of the population in Iowa, they were essentially telling the white people out there that, oh, this holiday is okay because it has the red, white, and blue, and because we freed the slaves. That's essentially how they sold it to that 90+% white population out there. And then I also saw a bunch of rainbow, well, not necessarily rainbow, the LGBTQIA, it's like that pastel blue and pink and white. I saw a bunch of those the first year, and I did respond, you know, accordingly when I saw those things. So we know about the RBG. I think someone mentioned that earlier. And so, yeah, red, white, and blue, I'm all for it. The Black State of America flag, we kind of, you know, reinterpreted that Juneteenth flag and removed the white and added black to make it much more militant and much more, we will not surrender and we will fight back till the very, very end. So I love the flag. I love the design. I love the purpose of it. I love the meaning behind it. And I fully support it. I want to mention the Juneteenth reparations rally because overnight that GoFundMe doubled. The GoFundMe doubled. So I want to thank everybody who contributed. I'm asking you to keep contributing so that we can double and triple it and get to the goal, because we are very close, and I know we're going to get there and everything like that. But it's really, really uplifting to see that people are starting to take notice. I also want to talk about this Biden boycott flyer, which is really starting to take fire, man. Because, you know, like that pressure on Biden, specifically him, as the leader of the Democrat Party, been in the Democrat Party for 40 plus years, close to 50 at this point. He is the face of the Democrat Party. And I think all the pressure from Black America should really be focused on him and him alone, to be quite honest. And so I did want to just really touch what Art said. The 1866 Civil Rights, which Byron and sued Comcast and ended up losing. He actually lost that case. And, you know, all these Black civil rights leaders were begging him not to push that case through. But when he lost it, him and Cory Booker tried to rewrite the bill, and they wanted to quote unquote strengthen the bill. And I read that bill. When they went to strengthen it, it became an All Lives Matter bill. To Art's point, so you know, I don't know what it is about these Black politicians thinking they're in this constant coalition mode, mind state. We got everybody put all these people together in this big freaking coalition, and they're doing so much damage to Black American specificity and protections. And you know, it's just horrible, man. So on Juneteenth, thinking about Juneteenth, I think we really need to call those people out. Like I said, call Joe Biden out, and just make it a really, really, really important shout out for reparations. And anytime you see white people talking about or Juneteenth, or talking about you know, anything that has to do with Black Americans, we should really, 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 really make it clear that reparations, Juneteenth, that shit is married. It's married. It goes together, and it will go together forever. You know.
Well, real quick, I want to give a shout out to whoever subscribed to the YouTube channel tonight as well, too. That's the third on the actual right-hand side. So, guys, if you can, continue to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is a big help. I also want to give a shout out to the space last night that we had. From Black was saying, it seems like you know, we were able to go ahead and do some positive things in the space last night to actually get some funds raised for the actual reparation rally going on in DC Juneteenth weekend, so Father's Day weekend. So shout out to the Newstoter space, shout out to DJ space as well too, guys. Thank you guys for coming through and supporting. We definitely need that with our people. We're going to get you to try to keep supporting up until the time this actual we're going to be doing another reparation rally space coming up soon as well too. I'll holler at No Taxation. So definitely go ahead and continue to support that. I'm so glad that everybody went ahead last night and was able to do that. Shout out to everybody that's in the space tonight. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and tweet the space out. As always, like I say, Newstoter is the largest Black-owned news curation platform today, so we definitely need you guys' support as well too. And tonight, we're just trying to get a few people to go ahead and to donate $1. Those that can afford it. For those that can afford it, we say, please, if you can, donate on Cash App. That's $Newstoter, $Newstoter. If you don't have a Cash App, we have the Venmo and PayPal up in the Jumbotron. And as always, I got to give a shout out to my girl, Wilson, thank you, sister, for your donations tonight. Thank you. We appreciate it. Let's go ahead, guys, and we're gonna always, like I said, we're gonna be trying to push the actual reparation rally as much as possible too, because time is ticking. So we're gonna go ahead and try to raise as much as we can for that. So shout out to everybody last night that donated. Shout out for those that couldn't donate. Shout out to those that went ahead and retweeted that tweet out as well too. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue to keep pushing that as well too. And also, like I said, the Black media, we need you guys' support as well too. That's why I asked our people just for $1 or $2 for those that can afford it. For those that can't, we definitely understand. But for those that can, think about please making a donation to Newstoter. It doesn't have to be a lot, $1, $2. It matters. We put it to use. We use it for web hosting, for email hosting, for everything that you could think of. We use it. So definitely, if those that can support, once again, $Newstoter, $Newstoter. If you have not been to Newstoter.com, make sure you visit Newstoter.com daily. Tons of content. All kind of sources that we're curating news from Black-owned sources. We also have curators that curate from major outlets as well too. So definitely go ahead and check us out. We support Black-owned business ourselves. People say support Black-owned business. Well, by supporting Newstoter, you are supporting a business that supports other Black-owned businesses as well too. So dozens of Black-owned businesses. Let me add that as well too. Not 1, 2, not 3, not 10, not 15, not 20. Dozens of Black-owned businesses. Newstoter.com support. So make sure you guys go ahead. We send traffic, tens of thousands for the past 6 years. We've sent tens of thousands of visitors to actual Black-owned websites as well too. So let's just go ahead and put that out there as well too. So let me go ahead. We got Sister Sean up here. Sister Sean, go ahead and unmute your mic. Good to hear you tonight. We're gonna get to you as well. No taxation.
Okay, peace to everybody in the room. What I'm about to say, people may not like. I may ruffle some feathers, but I'm just saying what I'm about to say to make you think. As far as that flag or play card, I loved it. I love the fact that there were two, white people out there on a Juneteenth flag, and I'm going to tell you why. Because that's more of an example of not only the culture, the society, and all of these other groups, and how we allow them to pimp our pain and to pimp our holidays. So that is such a classic example that we can use on how we've allowed that. That's why I love it. It should make you angry. It should make you angry to do something about it, and I think that we're doing it. Because all that is nothing but a result of social and emotional bullshit, okay? And here's how it goes down. The Juneteenth holiday, it is a federal holiday. Do you all realize that all you did was give a majority of white folks a free paid day off? Because it's a federal holiday, they fucking get to stay home and get paid. All we did was pay a bunch of white folks. When the average people like us, freedmen, foundational Black Americans, whatever the fuck you want to call ourselves, we are in private industry. We ain't in federal government. We running a Chick-fil-A line or a McDonald's line. And what's going to happen is all those people that recognize federal holidays, they just getting paid for free, and most of them are white. And on their day off, on their little daycation, they pulling up to the lines to the McDonald's, the Chick-fil-A, or wherever the fuck we can fucking find a job. They don't want to hire us anyway.
black asses is still on the goddamn job. Because private industries do not recognize federal holidays. So all that was more emotional bullshit with these Democrats is given to us. And we literally paid the white man to stay home. It's social and emotional bullshit. And we can add that up with this Biden administration gave us. They gave us the Juneteenth holiday. They gave us a fucking Crown Act. Oh, how we wear our hair on the job. And a fucking hip-hop holiday. So I'm glad they put them white folks on there so black folks can wake up. This is some bullshit. And this is why we have to be politically savvy to understand what's really the fuck going on. I don't give a fuck about no goddamn Crown Act or no damn Juneteenth. They already been celebrating Juneteenth in the state of Texas for years. Motherfuckers don't even know about no Juneteenth if you ain't from Texas. All they did was give a bunch of white folks a free day off. This is how we have to see this shit. So I'm glad that we pushing back because that's a lesson. That is another lesson, ongoing lesson, how these people, these groups are using our pain to get benefits. So now white folks are goddamn it be some Asian folks on the goddamn. The Asian folks should really be on the motherfucking flag because they the one making the t-shirts and selling you the shit. And you dumb Negroes is fucking buying.
Damn, Sister Shaw, I got the Holy Ghost listen to you.
Yeah, you got the Holy Ghost. Because this is, I had to put it there. See, now y'all see how politics work. And you see how you have to fight that. So what they did was, that is the classic example of pimping our pain. Motherfuckers been cutting the jig and doing electric slides in Texas for years. They didn't need no federal holiday. That was a do-low twist. It was a do-low twist to give a bunch of white people a day off when the black people still got to hit that alarm clock at 6 a.m. and get on the motherfucking job. That's all we did. That's social, emotional, irrelevant, nonsensical bullshit. And this is what we're not dealing with anymore. And we got to stop dealing with these fucking Democrats because that's all they're feeding us. Emotional, social stuff. You can't touch it, you can't feel it, and you can't fucking deposit that shit in a bank. A fucking Crown Act. I don't give a fuck about who cares about what my hair look like. Fuck you. I don't need an act to protect my hair. Come on now. Hip-hop holiday. What the fuck is that? Hip-hop didn't do anything. Hip-hop ain't even fucking real hip-hop. Hip-hop used to be freedom music. Hip-hop is nothing but degeneracy and leading people to, we bitches and hoes now, and it ain't even love no more. It used to be inspirational. Now it's bitch hole. Let's fuck off a nigga. We gonna kill a nigga. All this bullshit. We don't need no fucking hip-hop holiday. The fuck? We need trade schools. We need money for college. We need our reparations. So that's the do-low twist. And I'm glad that the sisters and everybody's going up against the white man on the flag. But in satire and just in critical analysis, I'm glad that white motherfuckers was on there because I want these Negroes to start thinking. Because it should have never been a white person in there. You got to think what made them feel so comfortable with putting a white man on Juneteenth flag. That's what you really got to think about. That means because they don't give a fuck about you when they pimping your goddamn shit. And they getting paid to do it. So I wouldn't want no parts, no fucking Juneteenth. Whatever, you change the shit to black, and you get some black people. But half the people, I'm telling you, the Chinese is already on it. They already got the shit in the manufacturing. They got the buttons, the pins, the t-shirts, and everything else. So we have to take control of our own industry and get ahead of it. They're 2 steps ahead of it. That's why they put the white man on there. They just taking our pain. just another example of what they doing to us, y'all. So we got to get serious about these politics. And we got to be real serious because they're unserious with us. That is nothing but a fucking joke. We got to understand when we're being joked. This is not serious. This is like just some shit. It's like
Sister Sean, I love the passion. Let's kind of chill a little bit on the cursing though.
All right, let me. You know how I do.
I know. I know.
I'm done.
Nah, you was going. You going in. You going in. I don't mind you going in. I like. I mean.
Sister Sean, you gave me the Holy Spirit, man. Holy Ghost.
You know I'm gonna do what I do, but I'm gonna respect. But that's giving a dog a bone. This Juneteenth, we don't give a fuck about no Juneteenth.
Oh, what?
He gave me the Holy Ghost, Sister Sean. He gave me the Holy Ghost.
And we need to be focused on what's going down on Chicago right now. And Chicago's where our energy needs to be. This ain't nothing but some social emotional BS. But wait, that we do need to get on top of it. But I think it's a lesson. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful that the white men are on the flag. That white couple, because it's going to wake our people up and make them think. And I'll stop my vote right there. I love my people forever.
All right. Thank you, Sister Sean. Like I said, I love the passion now. I mean, I love the passion. I know once you get on the roll there too. So I was like, well, I'm going to let her go ahead and finish up. But
hey, man, she made me spit out multiple 100s, y'all. I don't know if y'all know it, but I'm putting out 100 all over the place. Sister Sean, that's what you said is what I was trying to tell the people. Let's not get emotionally caught up in this holiday because, after all, it's helping white people. It's not helping us. I'm glad you said it. Amen.
all right, let's go ahead and get to no taxation. No taxation. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
You should have let me go first, before Sister Sean gave that speech. Because how I'm gonna follow that? You've been acting real knackers today. Here's what I want to say. First of all, Newstoter, I didn't know anything about it. You said everybody probably knows. I didn't know anything until I went over there to see when you were going to be on and listen and read the title. And I said, well, what in the hell going on? And so then I saw the picture. And then I went over there to see who the people were behind it, of course. I want to say this. I'm going to start with this. Oh, I should have started with hello to everybody in the room. I'm sorry. Y'all know how it is.
How you doing, sister?
Y'all know I just get straight to it. Is it drinking time, Professor?
Yes, ma'am. I'm already doing it.
Well, thank you very much. I'm enjoying you. I'm enjoying you, and we're going to toast to that. If you don't understand white supremacy, racism, everything that you do understand will only confuse you. Here's what Neely Fuller was saying in essence, is that if you don't understand white supremacy and racism, how it moves, how it operates, who controls it, what it does, how it plans, and he said everything that you do understand will only confuse you, which means you're not going to understand nothing else. So, and I say that to say that this is a very calculated move. It reeks of Jim Clyburn and what's his name down there, the senator, Lindsey Graham. It reeks of them. It really does. I remember I said to you all in one of these spaces that everybody's trying to move to the center. This is part of it. And it's not just the Democrats, it's the Republicans too. Here's the thing. She told you all, Sister Sean told you all, this is a Biden move. Let's not forget that South Carolina is going to primary the presidency. Remember? They took it away from Iowa and gave it to South Carolina. Okay? This is how it looks. This is how it operates. And they did that for a reason, because they're going to try to keep Biden in office the next 4 years. I say he's going to be in there the next 4 years because the Democrats will put money behind something that they want to. All of a sudden, they come up with money in the end, And so I believe it's hard to get it coming out anyway. This reeks of Clyburn and Lindsey Graham and getting ready for the presidential primary and everybody going to kumbaya because they want everybody to kumbaya. So they say that's in the masses. The people at the top, they don't give a shit if you kumbaya or not. And you know, I looked at that website and ain't a white face in there. So if y'all so inclusive, where y'all white folks at? That's what I want to know. The other thing about it is they're going to celebrate, just like Sister Shaw said, they're going to celebrate every national holiday because it is a paid holiday and they do take time off. I take time off too, but see, I take off all the different holidays I want to take off. You know, I have a holiday for Malcolm X. I do celebrate Martin Luther King. I would celebrate Juneteenth anyway. They didn't have to have a holiday for me, and I would really want to know what was the necessity of us having a holiday. I would ask the people in Texas that, but I don't know them. You know, why was it such a big push for this to be a national holiday when Black folks was already celebrating it across the country? So this is nothing more than political fodder. It's political tricks. I think they're in South Carolina, especially because of Marcel and being on Fox News. I think they're testing the water to see what it looks like and how much they can get away with. But we have to understand that this is a signal. This is a political signal. They are signaling their base and they are signaling for the primaries, the presidential primaries. That's what this really is. And they done got everybody and their mama. Y'all go look at the website. Go on the About page. You don't even need to go no place else. Just go on the About. When you go to the menu, click on About. So you can see all the different people involved in that. When I tell y'all everybody wanted to get on program for this thing, I don't even understand. Is the whole town a part of the on the board and non-voting board members and co-directors and directors and co-directors? Like y'all would not believe. Go on that them folks' website and see what I saw because all you can do is laugh because this is typical Black folks. And South Carolina, it's an isolated state. It's hard to get in and out of South Carolina. It really is. You know, if you have a prop plane or something like that, you do a little bit better. But it's not like I can leave New York and fly straight to South Carolina. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take it for what it is. They can get by with this in South Carolina. They couldn't have pulled this anyplace else. Yesterday we was talking about Chicago, and I told you all the enemy lies within. You see it now? The enemy lies within. Go look at all them people that are participating in this bullshit. And if somebody made them change the website, because when I read the website, they said why they put them white folks up there on that banner. And so if somebody made them go to their website and change it and explain it, then good for them because they've been put on notice. And that's what we have to do. We have to put everybody on notice. They can do whatever the hell they want to do because we can't stop them. But what we can do is put them on notice for 2024. And I sent you something on the back end to Black. That boycott Biden thing is taken off in other areas that you all. I go to everybody's village just because I'm nosy and I want to see what everybody's doing. But it's taken off in other villages. And so that's something that we need to retweet because we're signaling them back. Because, see, if they signal us, we can signal them. I told you it's the grassroots that have control and the power of this situation as far as reparations is concerned. And what we need to be saying is those people don't look like any descendants of enslaved chattel slavery in this country. They don't look like it. So why are they included in that? But they're not going to let us have nothing by ourselves because everybody they've been riding our backs since forever. Martin Luther King made a speech about it. But you can't ride a man's back if he's standing up straight. So let's stand up straight and let them slide off. That's what we got to do. So it's a signal. It's a political signal. It's signaling not just to us. It's signaling to those respective bases, especially the Democratic base. They did that for them because they include everybody but us. And we have to see it for what it is. Nothing more and nothing less. And Sister Sean is right. Professor is right. That's low hanging fruit. Don't fall for it. Let it fall. It'll rot off. It'll rot off the tree eventually. It'll fall off. And so we have to leave it like that. Just know that we've been signaled, and I'm gonna leave it there.
All right. Thank you. No taxation. We go ahead and get to Professor. Go ahead, and then I'll get to actually, I'll get the Black majority state, and then I'll come back to you, Professor.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna be real quick. So I wanted to say, shout out to New Negro. Shout out to New Negro. He has space going on, but in the title of the space or in the text of the space, he said it's time for a new Negro state. And I'm going to take that to mean that this would be a Black American Negro majority state. Shout out to him for that, and then a big, huge middle finger, double pump, double fisted to Jamal Bowman, who went on the Breakfast Club and is trying to, essentially co-opt the reverse migration. If the Democrats decide that they're going to put money behind moving our people to these southern states, hey, so be it. However, we need to be the people in control of the politics of the state, not the Democrat Party. However we get there, however it happens, so be it. But we need to make sure that we are the people in control of that movement. And that's all I really wanted to mention.
All right. Thank you, Black. Let me go ahead and get the Professor. Then Art, I'll get to you.
Yeah, thank you again, Newstoter. And definitely, I've been listening to everybody in the space. Everybody has made some very good points. I enjoy listening to what all you have to say because we all have our various opinions and views about this subject and other subjects, of course. Sister Sean, I gotta tell you, Sister Sean, you did it. Because that's exactly where I wanted to take it, because we can't worry about the social, emotional stuff anymore. Now, it's great that we have the Juneteenth. Yeah, that's great. Sure it is. I mean, it's something that celebrates us. Yeah. It's, you know what, y'all? I'm going to tell you what I liken it to. I liken it to Biden keeps bringing up, hey, I helped Black Americans. I gave them Ketanji Brown. Didn't he just say this about 2 weeks ago, y'all? Or maybe it was 3 weeks ago. But he said something about, hey, I've been helping Black Americans. I gave them Ketanji Brown. So let me ask you something, folks. Is Ketanji Brown really something that we needed? Is she somebody that we actually needed up there on that Supreme Court? Now we got, of course, we got that other guy up there. You know who I'm talking about. The other Black American that's up there. And of course we got her up there. So when that was announced that she was going to be put up there or nominated for that seat, did that really just make you say, "Oh yeah, we in a better situation today because of Ketanji Brown"? See,
hell no.
There you go. See, that's what I want you to get to, Black American family. The social, emotional stuff means absolutely manure. I'm not gonna cuss, total. That's why I said manure. It means manure, everybody. We got to get away from the social, emotional stuff that the Democrats throw to us, because that's what they do. They do symbolism. oh yeah, we're gonna just give them some symbolism. They'll be happy. And you know what else we'll throw in with that symbolism? We'll throw in some dancing videos. That's right. As a matter of fact, we will go to their churches and dance with them in the church and praise the Lord in the church. See, this is the trick that has been used on us for years and years and years and years, and we got to stop it, Black American family. We have to stop it.
You forgot the fish fry. We got the fish
Oh,
fry.
we got the fish fry. That's right, the fish fry, y'all. Jim Clyburn, fish fry. See, this is what wins us over. Hey, man, we can go to his house and we can pick up our fish fry plates. I know that makes us happy, right? We get us some catfish with some bread and ketchup and French fries, and hey, man, look, we just made progress, everybody, because we went and got that plate from Jim Clyburn's house. Black American family, I understand where I'm coming from. I love you all. I understand. I was listening to everybody about we need to gatekeep our holiday. Yes, we do kind of, we do need to kind of touch it a little bit, right? But at the end of the day, y'all, the major thing that we got to be concerned about is protection in this country, which I mentioned earlier, protection and, of course, reparations. These are the two major things right now that Black Americans got to be faced. We got to face those issues. I want everybody to understand where we are right now. We are back in the 1950s to the 60s, baby. And my mother, who passed away in 2001, she was talking about this in the 1990s, that white people are going to take us back. By the way, my mom would say patches. So for all of you ones that don't know, my grandmother gave me that nickname, my mom's mom. My mom would say patches. Our people just don't understand. White folks are sitting back and plotting. This was in the 1990s, y'all. My mom was saying this. And I didn't want to hear it at the time because I was young and dumb, see? That's right. I was young and dumb. I was too busy partying with some of these white folks, man, when I was at Auburn University.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, whatever. But but I was young and dumb, everybody. I was young and dumb. So the tie is back to the topic, y'all. Juneteenth is special. You didn't hear me say that it's not special. But I'm saying to you from a social point, that's great for us on a symbolism standpoint. But is it making us whole? Is it making our situation better? Sister Sean said some important stuff right there. Now, say what you want to say. Some of you might not like what she said, but she was on point. That's why I was giving all them hundreds. I have given a lot of hundreds to people when they come up in, because when I hear you say some stuff, I throw them hundreds up there. I gave like 300s for her. That's right. I think maybe it was 400. But anyway, I was doing so many hundreds for you, Sister Shaw. He was on fire because you was on the money with what I've been saying. We got to be on some serious stuff when it comes to this reparations and protections for our people. I love y'all. Let's keep this thing going with peace, power, and reparation. Let's get our money. Let's get these protections. Make sure you protect yourself. Remember what I've been saying in these places about the 2A. Let's make sure, because we got nuts out here everywhere now, gunning for our people. So keep the 2A up. Amen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Professor. Let me go ahead and get to Art. Since you spoke, let me go ahead and get to Wilson since she hadn't spoke yet, and then I'll go ahead and get to you. Wilson, how you doing tonight?
Hey, how you doing? How's everybody?
Doing pretty good.
How you doing, John? Happy Memorial Day.
Good. Yes. Hi, everybody. Listen, at the end of the day, we have no other time. We have no more time. The time is now. And I think I said that yesterday, that there's no more time left. And we have to make moves that we may not have even thought we could have made a couple of years ago. There is, out of all 3 kids in my family, I am the risk taker. I always have been. And sometimes I've failed, sometimes I've succeeded. There is a saying that I live by, and it bodes well for this room. And that saying that I live by is basically, it says, Monopoly taught me, if you don't take risk, you'll end up paying rent to someone who did take the risk. We have got to step outside of what we think we are and step into who we were meant to be. And we have to do it now. When I actually did some homework on it. It was Candace Owens who spearheaded this campaign against Target and this whole LGBTQ. And people followed suit and held their money back. Target lost $9 billion with a B, $9 billion in 1 week by holding back their money. I say it again, Candace Owens spearheaded the campaign against Target and this whole LGBTQ push with children's clothing, with these bathing briefs or whatever this little kids are encouraged to tuck in their testicles and all that stuff, nonsense. And people followed suit behind her and withheld their money. They lost $9 billion in 1 week. Black American dollars in this country is the 8th largest economy in the world. In the world, the 8th largest economy in the world. We need to start practicing, step outside of our comfort zone, and take the extra miles. Maybe if you can, spend the extra dollars and buy your product from our own people and stay insular and teach these people a lesson. They only know money and they only know our votes. This whole narrative about how if you don't vote Democrat, the Republicans are going to come in, that's bullshit. Once again, playing on your emotions. We may have to risk voting the other side to teach the Democrats a lesson. It's a risk. But there's only one way to find out. I want to punish the Democratic Party for abusing 60 years of Black American votes and treating us with such disdain behind our backs. And I know this may sound sacrilegious to many, but I'm willing to risk having Trump or DeSantis in the office to teach them a lesson. I'm willing to risk that so that if one of them goes in, it's a risk, but they may reverse LGBTQ and silence them with this nonsense they're doing. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do it all to move what we need forward. And that may not be, suitable for a lot of people here. But something drastic has to take place. Some drastic measures have to take place. And it has to start now. And I don't want to offend anybody here, but that's how I really feel. And I land with that.
All right. Thank you, Sister Wilson. Definitely appreciate that. We're getting towards the end of the program, so we're going to start. We got Art and we got Sister Sean up. So anybody else that wants to speak, come on up here because we're not going to be going much longer. So those that want to come up here and speak, go ahead and raise your hand up. If not, I see I am. She's requesting to come up here. So We're trying to get our people up in here. Guys, also, we had 2 people that donated to the nice program and to the platform. If we can go ahead and get a couple people before the space closes out and donate it to us on Cash App. Like I say, if it's just $1, it is appreciated. $Newstoter, $Newstoter. So we're trying to get at least a couple more people before the space actually close out to donate to us on Cash App. Just $1, and that we'd be more than appreciative. $Newstoter, Newstoter. We're also trying to get a few more people to actually join the actual subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got a bunch of stuff up here in the Jumbotron. So like I can't remember what the actual I think it's a third on the right hand side is a YouTube channel, but we got a bunch of stuff up here in the Jumbotron. So we're gonna go ahead and try not to get as much stuff up here next time, but a ton of stuff up here. But the third to the right is the actual YouTube channel. Like I say, support Black media if you can. Just $1 donation goes a long way. And once again, I'm going to say $Newstoter, $Newstoter. That's a big difference between the Black media and the white media. The white media has a lot of money coming in their way, where the Black media definitely has to try to scrape by and get by with whatever they can. So $1 tonight for anybody that's able to go ahead and donate will go a long way. $Newstoter, Newstoter. If you don't have a Cash App, we have the actual Venmo and PayPal up in the Jumbotron as well too, and I believe that's the 4th on the right hand side. So let's see if we can get at least 2-3 people to donate $1 before the space ends. That would be greatly appreciated. Let me go ahead and get to Art. Art, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, 2 things that I heard earlier that I want to address. The first one is the reverse migration. I think when we talk about it, we talk it in a sense of ideals and not so much in the sense of the reality. Reality is 51% of the let's say Mississippi. It's around that number for most of the southern states are rural areas. So if you go get the urban areas, which tends to be where Black people are in the north, so to speak, or the west, when they come to the southeast, are they gonna be ready for rural? And then on an already constrained budget or an already constrained neighborhood, how does that help either party? Like unless there's being heavily funded, and if it's heavily funded, isn't that right back to the white people owning it? Because who's funding it unless we fund it? But then we're supposed to be without wealth in 10 years. So it's just a little bit of questions that I think people should ask when you have that conversation, because that's going to be really expensive. There's 2.9 million people in Mississippi, for example. 40% of that number, so like roughly 1 million, 1.5 million, something like that, is you would be trying to move down in that area, and that's a lot of money, and that's a lot of people uprooting their area. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I live in the hate capital of the world. I live in Tennessee, which is the home of Jim Crow. I mean, I would like to have more Black people here, but if I'm being honest here, like the conditions here, I wouldn't wish it on my dog. I mean, so you know what I'm saying? So we can have some realistic conversations about that. And another thing about the spike voting, Wells Fargo is a beneficiary of slavery. They own the California Task Force. They donate to the Democrats and the Republicans. When they buy your politicians, they don't care if you spike vote. So you're still voting for Wells Fargo either way. So I don't know how that's sort of like, I don't want to say it's platitudinal, but it's kind of platitudinal because it's bought by the same people. And the only difference is between them is the confines of, where each can go. Like the right wing can't be too anarchist and the left wing can't be too socialist, but as long as they stay in that narrow confine, the rich Wells Fargo's of the world don't care. They got both politicians bought. So I mean, yes, it might make us feel good, but at the end of the day, we still voted for the beneficiaries of slavery. So I just, if you're going to do it for immigration, then that's one thing. Or if you're going to do it for something like a tangible, but to outright spite vote, it's kind of a platitude, is what I'm saying. And I'll end with that.
All right. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to Sister Sean. And then we're gonna get to I am Sister Sean. Let's try not to go too much with the cursing. You got it.
Okay, so I'm just going to change the black world in 60 seconds, and I'm going to start with I'm really trying to just piggyback on Sister Wilson. Let me tell you something, and something that I just like to put out to the psyche. We are the economy. The black man and woman is the economy. We are the ones. We get the engines oil. We spray the armor oil and just rev up the engines and everything. Why do you think we see these peoples in our community? Why do they come here? We make them rich. You got to understand that we are the economy, right? Black folks are the economy. If we weren't the economy, they would be coming into our neighborhoods. So that's just a simple thing that I want to put, and I wanted to give some follow up in solidarity with Sister Wilson was trying to say, but I'm going to keep it simple. If you just see that, why do these other groups come into our neighborhoods? It's for the money, and we are the money. We are the economy. It's elementary, my dear Watson. It's elementary. And once we figure that out, once you understand that, then you can understand how to starve them out. So we have a couple of battles. We have political battles and economic battles. And the first battle that we need to fight is what Sister Wilson says is the economics. Stop that dollar in their motherfuckers. Let them get in them dip into them pockets. There's nothing but some goddamn dust box. And there's no money in there. And see how you straighten their asses out, black man and black woman. Take the money out their pockets and put it in your own. Have some respect and value in your own. Stop making them rich. They're sending their children to $60,000 a year schools. When we sitting up here, sitting in schools, and Lord have mercy, what they doing to our children in schools. So it's our fault. We can change this in 1 week. 1 week. Through economics. We ain't even got a bitch and complain. We don't even got a march. Just keep your dollar in your wallet. We will shut this shit down in 2 weeks. And I'll land right there.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to get I am and Trenton going to be the last two speakers for the night. So I am, go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing tonight?
I'm well, brother. Thank you. Peace, power, reparations to the family. I want to co-sign Sister Wilson and Sister Sean. Yes, indeed. Keep your money in your pocket or spend it at a black-owned business. And if you need some help to find some black businesses, please reach out to me. I want to direct your eyes to Jumbotron, the first post, in regards to the Greenville, South Carolina Juneteenth festival that they're having. Please reach out and call, email, hit the website, and let these people know that we don't want just the white folks off the flags. We want the Latinos off the flags. All right? So they took the white folks down, but they still got the Latinos up there as well. We want them off too. Also, with Juneteenth coming around, please check out the website Black American Merch and purchase your Juneteenth and Black American flags, and visit your family, or if you find a cemetery of our ancestors, and put some flags there as we honor them and show love to them on this holiday for their sacrifice for us and everything that we are taking part in today. And that's pretty much all. You guys be safe, get some rest, have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you. I am. Let's go ahead and get to Trenton. Trenton, what's going on tonight? Appreciate you as always. How you doing, bro?
All right, how you doing, brother? Juneteenth, man. It's with the flyers, with the white people on there. I'm not gonna get emotional about it, because some black folks are getting emotional about it. Okay, it's one day and the poster's gonna come down, but you're still going down to the Asian restaurant selling soul food. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna get emotional about it. And like I think somebody said, they use us. They always using us. Like NAACP, you're telling black folks don't go to Florida, but then turn around, you accepting $50 million from Wells Fargo. They always using our pain, or you know what I mean, or using our day for something to make them rich, and we sit back. I'm not gonna get emotional about the one day. Okay, right now I'm focused on the people in Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? But if people want to get emotional about it, go ahead. It's only one day, but guess what? Like I said, you're gonna go down to the Miss Chin, you get some fried chicken and mac and cheese. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, but like I said, I'm with the people of Chicago right now. Peace, brother.
All right. Peace, peace, peace. Definitely appreciate that. I see Brooke is over there on YouTube. Brooke, you late tonight. I just tweeted out. I guess we're going to get ready to shut it down in a second. We'll go ahead and let DJ Professor, I'll go ahead and let y'all get something in real quick. And let me just give a shout out to everybody. Like I said, again, thank everybody for last night's space. That was a good space. And thank everybody who went ahead and donated to the actual to the reparations rally in DC, guys. If you get a chance to go, definitely go ahead and go up there. So definitely big shout out to everybody last night. You guys did a great job. DJ Professor, you guys go ahead and get ready to say something. We get ready to close this one out here. We've been going for a couple hours a night, Friday night space. So glad that we weren't planning on having one, but decided to go ahead and make this a topic tonight. So shout out to everybody who came into space tonight and decided to kick it with us for the night. We definitely appreciate that, guys, on this Friday night, Memorial Day weekend as well. So if anybody's going to be out there traveling, this is one of the most traveled holidays in the country. You guys make sure that you're safe as possible. Go ahead, DJ or Professor.
You got it, DJ. Go ahead.
No drinking and driving.
Well, DJ must be. Is he gone?
I don't know. It looked like he came off his mic, but I don't hear him. But you go ahead, Professor. But then we'll get ready to close it out. I'm not sure. He may have. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can hear you now.
I was on the phone call or whatever, but yeah, everybody enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. I heard everything everybody said. Well, y'all, reparations up. You already know.
Hey, everybody enjoy your Memorial weekend. Family, just remember on the small stuff, and that's what this really is, on symbolism. Don't let this get you emotionally off base on what we really need to be doing. The main thing is getting protection for our people and, of course, reparations. This other stuff that Joe Biden and these Democrats are throwing at us is BS because they're not giving us what we really want, okay? I don't care about Juneteenth that much. I mean, I do, but not like that because it's not really helping my situation. Ketanji Brown is not helping my situation. I want tangibles that's going to help improve my situation. That's what Black America's got to be on, because that's what these other groups are on. You understand, family? Enjoy your holiday. I love y'all. Take care.
And come over to the liquor store. Come over to the liquor store. Hashtag TLS Music. Hashtag TLS Music. The liquor store.
All right, guys.
Tina Turner tribute tonight. Let's go.
Right, guys. There's not much more that I need to say except thank you once again for coming into the space and supporting as always. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to the host, the co-host, the speakers, the listeners, everybody who tweeted out the space. Shout out to those that donated to the night's program as well, too. Definitely appreciate you guys. And guess we'll go ahead and see you guys either Sunday night. I'm going to say Monday, but in case the feeling comes, we'll see Sunday. But more than likely, we'll see you guys Monday night again as well. So just shout out to everybody real quick, and definitely everybody have a safe holiday as much as possible, guys, and we'll see you then.
Peace.